One thing that trainers must do is to make it possible for trainees to see patients from right across the board. And that means, if necessary, instructing their reception staff not always to book female patients with the female doctor. It may involve, for instance, having some swap in practice, perhaps a placement in a colleague's practice to get a different piece of experience. In terms of just organising the trainees' experience, that is very largely down to trainers to do. Other things I think trainers can help with by being role models. Trainers are by and large excellent doctors in their own right. Sitting in with your trainer and just watching a good doctor at work it's almost kind of role modeling, and I think that there's a lot to be said for that. We tend to have trainees sitting in at the beginning of their attachment, but to do that periodically as trainees become more sophisticated themselves, I think they can pick up more sophisticated stuff from seeing their trainers and other good colleagues at work. What else can trainers do? Did you have any thoughts yourself, Erwin?
Last time we spoke, you mentioned about the importance of recording and reviewing the
That's true.
consultation.
Indeed, yeah. Yes, I suppose the first thing that a trainer needs to do is to provide a decent video camera, which they do. And I think they're aware of that. Certainly, one of the best self-preparation tools is to record yourself and watch yourself. I think if candidates do nothing other than record themselves and watch themselves at work, even without anybody watching or a trainer helping them with it, there's a lot to be learned. But a trainer, I think, can be very useful in watching a trainee at work, either by sitting in or more likely on a video recording, by making exam-focused comments, by saying things like, did you know that that you interrupt the patient a lot, or the patient doesn't seem to understand what you're saying, or you don't seem particularly interested, or you've left it very late to get onto management. I think for a trainer who's well versed in what the exam is looking for, and to have the help of such a trainer in reviewing one's own video consultation is tremendously valuable.
When candidates review their consultation, some of them they don't know what they're looking for. Are there things you would advise them to think about? What are the consideration when they're doing that?
If you understand how the exam cases are marked, and it's not complicated, it's well known. You'll get marked on your data gathering, you'll get marked on your management plan, you'll get marked on your interpersonal skills. And you'll be marked very good, acceptable, not quite acceptable, and poor. And I think if you watch your own consultations against that kind of mental template and say, what's the quality of my data gathering? Am I getting the data from the patient effectively and efficiently? Is the medical data I'm getting, is it relevant and well focused and well chosen and helpful?
Are you feeling unsure about the SCA? Maybe you don't know what to do, or you don't know whether you're doing the right thing. If you'd like to get a free copy of the SCA blueprint, click the link down in the description below to get access to the SCA blueprint that GB trainees have already used and passed the SCA exam. It's completely free. Just click the link down in the description below to get access to it.
When I come onto the later parts of the consultation, is my management plan clinically sound and addressing what the patient wants from it? To be able to introspect, as it were, and to apply an exam template to one's own work, I think that's a good idea. As I said, there's no approved college model. I don't think it's helpful as part of exam preparation to start using other people's models of the consultation, even my own included. The time for learning your generic consultation skills was months ago in the early stages. When you're coming up to be assessed against an exam template, use that template to reflect.
There are many ways of consulting, and everyone would have their own style. So if it's working for you, then that's what you want to use in the exam.
The examiners don't give a toss whose model of the consultation you're using. They really don't. Honestly, they don't give a toss. If you can have a consultation where you work out what the patient's problem is satisfactorily and you come up with a plan for dealing with it effectively, I don't care how you get there, that's great. And as you rightly say, we all develop our individual styles, and even this early in a GP's career, at the end of a traineeship, where people are starting to develop their own styles, and they'll continue to do that for a number of years afterwards before it beds down into their sort of maturer style. It's great to see different approaches, provided they work, provided they keep your patients safe, that you make reliable judgments, and you deal with what the patient wants from the consultation as well as the medical agenda. How you do it, nobody minds.
When it comes to learning and teaching consultation, you have a lot of experience in it. What are the things that you've noticed candidates they waste a lot of time, Roger?
If you look at the performance of candidates who don't do so well in the exam, the area where most marks are lost is in management, and that's usually not that the candidates don't know what to do, but they don't leave time to do it. And so most of the not wasted effort, but the misplaced effort goes into too long spent on technical information, technical data gathering. We've all been trained as medical students in hundreds and hundreds of questions about symptoms, which we can ask patients. And if you're clerking a hospital patient, you can ask questions for half an hour and still have more left to ask. You can't do that in general practice. You can't do it in the exam. In the exam, you've got 6.5 minutes to get your questions in and to get your story out. And so the art of asking or getting information that is relevant and not getting information that is irrelevant, that's the ideal. It's tricky to achieve, of course, and I can give some tips as to how to do that. But focused questioning, I think, in knowing to ask questions where the answer is going to make a difference, rather than just asking questions for the sake of asking questions.
So sometimes people might ask 2 or 3 questions to get the answer. So for example, recently a GP trainee was practicing and was saying, have you had any weight gain, any weight loss? Whereas if you ask the patient any change in your weight, then you get the answer. So sometimes the questions are not sharp.
And also, I mean, I'm going to come very strongly in favour of asking open-ended questions rather than closed questions. For instance, if a patient comes to you with what sound like symptoms of prostatism, you can say, have you got any hesitancy? Have you got any nocturia? Have you got any frequency? How is your stream? That's 4 questions. Why not just say, how's it affecting you? The patient will tell you that stuff. And the patient will also tell you that it's worrying his wife because because she's not getting a decent night's sleep, which you weren't going to ask that question, but it might be a terribly relevant fact.
Absolutely.
Open questions, particularly when you get data gathering, much more rewarding than a series of closed questions.
If you found this video useful, you might want to watch the whole interview here. Click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.